Hi guys, thank you so much for coming to my channel. If this is your first time, thank you for stopping by. If you have been here before, thank you for coming back. I will be providing a lot of information to you guys, so please, you don't want to miss, make sure you subscribe to my channel. My name is Nicole. I am a Scrum Master. On today's topic, we're really going to focus on what Scrum is. So what is Scrum? Scrum is just a way of working. It is a framework that helps teams to organize their work. Scrum is actually one of the most widely used agile framework. So agile has different type of frameworks. There's Kanban, there's obviously Scrum, there's extreme programming, there's SAFe, there's so many different type of agile frameworks, and they're being used in different type of project. But Scrum is actually one of the most widely used framework of agile, and it works really well in delivering projects, especially software development projects. How does Scrum really work? So Scrum pretty much helps to break down work in smaller pieces that can be achieved in a very short time frame called sprint. Now, what is a sprint? A sprint is a time frame when a team wants to deliver a certain amount of work. It's just a time frame where your team wants to deliver a certain amount of work. So your sprint can go from 1 week to about 4 weeks. It just depends on your team's agreement. So Scrum actually has sets of roles, ceremonies, and artifacts. So the roles in Scrum are the product owner, the Scrum Master, and your development team. So who is the product owner? The product owner is a person that knows what product is to be built. And then the Scrum Master is the person that helps the team to facilitate all the ceremonies on the work that they're building. Then the development teams are actually a group of different people with different skill sets, right? Like your developers, maybe your testers, you can even have your system analysts, solutions. It just depends on the type of project that your team is trying to deliver. Scrum also has ceremonies. The ceremonies are your sprint planning, you have your daily stand-up, and then you have your sprint review and your retrospective. So your sprint planning is actually the meeting that kicks off your sprint. It's a meeting that happens on the very first day of your sprint. Your entire development, your entire Scrum team comes together to pretty much decide or select the work that they want to achieve in that specific sprint. So they come together, including the product owner and the entire team, to pretty much understand the work that they want to deliver for that specific sprint. Then they actually assign those work to themselves. We'll go deeper, guys, in the sprint planning meeting in a different video. And then once your sprint has started, you have this meeting called your daily stand-up. Your daily stand-up is a meeting that happens every single day of the sprint for about 15 minutes. The meeting, the entire team comes together to pretty much assess how work is progressing. If they're having any blockers, if there's any roadblocks, how can we resolve so work can move forward? And on the last day of your sprint, your team will have this meeting called your sprint review. Your sprint review is a meeting that the entire team comes together to pretty much see what has been accomplished, what was added into the sprint, what was removed into the sprint. And during this meeting, the development team members will do a live demonstration of all the completed work, of all the completed functionality, to show it to the business. And after your sprint, and then we'll gather feedback actually during the sprint review, gather feedback so that way we can make those necessary changes that business want. And then after your sprint planning meeting, review meeting, your team will go now into the sprint retrospective. And the retrospective meeting is a meeting that happens on the last day of the spring for the team to pretty much inspect and adapt on the Scrum processes. What are the things that went well during the spring? What are the things that did not go well during the spring so we can improve? Then they come up with action items for continuous improvement. The Scrum also has artifacts, right? You have your product backlog, your spring backlog, and then the increment. So your product backlog pretty much, right, contains a list of all the items that your team is ever going to deliver to produce the final product. And then you also have your sprint backlog. Your sprint backlog only contains the work that your team wants to focus on for that specific sprint. It contains only the items that your team wants to focus on for that specific sprint. And your spring backlog is actually, the work comes from the product backlog. So your team will actually have this meeting called your refinement meeting. And I will discuss this also further in another video. This is a meeting that your team actually go there to prioritize the work. They select the work from the product backlog that they want to achieve in the upcoming spring and put it in the specific spring backlog. And then now you have your increment, right, which is another Scrum artifact. Your increment now is pretty much all the work that has been delivered for that specific spring, for the different springs. So as your spring ends, guys, you guys will have the springs start again. You have your next spring to start, and the whole process, you repeat the same process, right? You still have all the ceremonies. So that's the actual goal of Scrum, right? So your team actually work in a very short amount of time so you can deliver work very fast to the business. Guys, if you want any specific topic you want me to talk, go ahead, like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And also leave me a comment below and I'll make a video for your specific topic. Also, you can reach out to me at Nicole.agilepractitioner@gmail.com. Thank you guys, and I hope to see you soon.